Chapter 5 is Karma Sannyasa Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So chapter 2 gives us the knowledge about that we are completely bound in this material world, in this cycle of birth and death. And Krishna tells us, he gives us the jnana of Buddhi Yoga is the process to get out of this. Says Lord Krishna, he says we are the souls, not the body. Then he goes on in chapter 3, he explains that we need to have those who understand this point, that we are souls, not the body, and we get this knowledge. Then we should perform our duty just for the Lord. We should do karma yoga, right? So the moment we get that we are on that platform of knowledge, then he doesn't have to do any duty to perform for himself. He does for the Lord. Then in chapter 4, he gives transcendental knowledge. He gives to Arjuna that whatever you are working, it will culminate ultimately in knowledge. So Lord Krishna has really told a lot of things about and glorified jnana yoga. And then he also speaks about karma, vikarma, akarma. Akarma, I gave you the story about Narad Muni and also the Raja Rantidev. So he speaks about action in inaction and inaction in action. And in the end, he says that jnana, renunciation, he glorifies it a lot. And in 42, he says, Arjuna, come on, get up and you have to fight. So now, what is Arjuna thinking so far? Arjuna says, okay, Lord Krishna is saying you must renunciate. So he thinks renunciation in knowledge means what? I should stop all kinds of work. Whatever sense activities are there, I should stop everything. But if one performs devotional service also for Krishna, also if I am doing something for Krishna, then how am I stopping the work? He's getting this question in his mind. Because he's saying, don't do any work for yourself, do work for me, but I'm still doing devotional service, right? It's called work only. I didn't stop any work. So work and renunciation, it's not compatible according to what Arjuna is thinking at this point of time, right now. So now what Arjuna is not understanding at this point of time is that if we are working in full knowledge, in Krishna's, we get full transcendental knowledge and we are working in full knowledge, then it is non-reactive and it's like inaction, akarma. So chapter 5 opens with Arjuna asking such questions. He's asking similar to what he has asked in chapter 3, which is better? He says, should I work in like devotion or renunciation of work? Which is better, says Arjuna is asking. So now Krishna is going to answer all Arjuna's questions. He will tell how we should behave, how we should achieve liberation through karma yoga. Then he is going to talk about performing Nishkam Karma Yoga, which will free one from bondage. Then how we should liberate by focusing on the Supreme, having equal vision. And then in the end, the peace formula. So we will all be learning about all this. What is the name of chapter 5?
Karma Sannyasa Yoga.
Very nice. Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Yes. Okay. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasam Karmanam Krishna Punaryogam cha shamsasi yachaya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Hare Krishna. Jai Mataji. Hare
Krishna. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommended work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?"
Yes. So now he is asking this question. So he had this confusion at the beginning of chapter 5, right? Why Arjuna is confused? If he is confused, if he must fight this battle, or should he just leave everything and go? So what is Lord Krishna telling? He's saying you must work in devotional service is better than dry mental speculations. Krishna says, first of all, you ask me to, Arjuna is asking this question. So he's asking which is more beneficial. Then Krishna is telling him that devotional service, it's very easy also because it is completely transcendental in nature. It is nothing to do with you, what you are doing. You are doing everything for the Lord. That is why you'll be free from the reaction, right? That's what Lord Krishna says. Let's see what he is answering this way, clearing the doubt. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sanyasah Karma Yogascha Nishreyasakaravubhav Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Yes, Kirti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. That doubt is cleared now. Because he says both are okay. Yes, you can. You can renunciate everything and go and sit and you work in devotion. Both are good. But according to Lord Krishna, he's saying devotional service is better. Why? Because everything belongs to Krishna. Nothing is one's own to renounce. What is there to renounce? Is this whole world ours? No, nothing is ours. So, see, whatever one possesses, we should use it in Krishna's. Suppose I borrow something from somebody and bring it at home. Does it mean it's mine? No. I will know very well, I will be in full knowledge that I have borrowed this laptop from my friend. It belongs to her and I have to give it back to her. I'm just using it for the time being. Similarly, we have come into this world. Everything belongs to Lord Krishna. We are using it for the time being. It is His. So one should use it in His service. So whoever has this kind of consciousness while living in this world, he is renounced. While living in your own household, you don't have to go to Himalayas. While living in this household only, you will know. Because we have borrowed. We are using the borrowed stuff. We are using it, and one day we have to go. That's it. We have to return it. It's not ours. That process is karma yoga. It helps us to escape the results of fruitive action. The moment we say it is not ours, I'm just using it in your service, we are away from this entanglement of rebirth, right? King Riga's story tells us more about it. What kind of small mistake he did, and he had to face due to the fruitive activities. So this is how Lord Krishna, he released King Riga from a curse, and he told what is the danger, when you take somebody's property, how you have to face, what all you have to face. He just took Brahmana's property by mistake, that also. So one day what happened, Krishna's friends were there, right? Gopi friends, Samba and some other Yadav dynasty friends were there. They were playing. And while they were playing, after playing, naturally you get tired, you want to drink some water. So they were looking around for water and they found this big well. So they went inside and peeped inside. It was completely dry, but they found an amazing creature inside, a huge lizard resembling a hill. So boy felt very sorry for that. Oh, let us pull it out. It's fallen over there. It's trapped over there. They tried a lot, but they couldn't. So they, for anything and everything. Who is ultimate? Lord Krishna. So they went to him. Krishna, come, just see what has happened. So Krishna goes along with them and he sees, and just by extending his left hand, as you can see in the picture, he just pulls him out. And what happens? As soon as lizard touches Krishna's hand touches lizard's body, the creature is immediately transformed into a devata. Then Krishna said, oh, who are you? How did you get such a lovely form? Then that devata replied, my name is King Riga. I am the son of Ishwaku. I was famous for giving charity. I was giving away so many countless cows one day to so many brahmanas. But once what happened, a cow belonging to another Brahma, first class Brahmana, it somehow wandered and it came and got mixed up in my herd of cows. I didn't know it. So, but I gave all these cows in charity to another Brahmana, to different Brahmana. Now, when the cow's previous owner, when he saw the second Brahmana taking away his cow, he said, how can you take away my cow? It's mine. And the second Brahmana claimed, no, king gave it to me, so it's mine. And they both started arguing about it. After quarreling for some time, they came to the king and they wanted to ask him. And then king said, see, I don't know how it happened, what it happened, but I beg you, I'm sorry, but what I can do is I can just give 100,000 cows in exchange of that one cow. So just please forgive me for whatever offense I have done. I have done it unknowingly. It just got committed. That's it. I don't know. But nobody was ready to budge. Nobody was ready to accept that proposal. This one says, no, it is mine. That one says, no, it was first mine. How can you take it? And the matter remained unsettled. They were not ready to compromise. Thereafter, King Riga died. Once he died, he was taken to the court of Yamraj by the Yamadutas. So Yamraj asked me, See, you have done such pious activities all your life, right? So what do you want to prefer? I will give you a choice. Do you want to suffer the results of your sin first, or you want to enjoy whatever pious credits you have got, you can enjoy and then suffer the sin? So King Mriga said, no, no, let me just suffer the sins first, and then later on I can enjoy the pious credits. So because of that one sinful activity, which also he did unknowingly, he gave the property of somebody else to someone else. He assumed the body of a lizard. And after King Mriga told this, he of course offered his obeisances to Lord Krishna, and then he mounted a celestial aeroplane that came from Swargaloka, and he was transported over there. So Lord Krishna told him, just see how it happens, the danger of just a small thing that it's like, you have stolen somebody's property and giving it away to somebody else. It was like that. And after telling that, Krishna returned, of course, back to their home. Let's move on. Anushka Mataji, Hare Krishna. Please read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, liberated from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated. O mighty armed Arjuna.
Yes, completely liberated. If we are fully in Krishna consciousness, then we are like renouncers only, right? Because we are not bothered about anything. There is no hatred, there is no desire, there is nothing. We are not bothered about the result of our action because we are doing everything for Krishna. We are in Krishna consciousness, right? That devotee will be, he knows fully well that, Krishna is everything. He is the whole and soul. I'm just a part and parcel of Krishna. I'm just an amsha, right? And the concept of oneness with Krishna is not there because Krishna is Krishna, whole. And we are just a small spark. We cannot be equal to the whole, right? So there is no duality in our thinking also. That whatever we are going to do, we will do only for Krishna. So the moment we get into that kind of mode, we are free. Free from what? The platform of all kinds of dualities. What are those dualities? Like, sorrow, happiness, all these kinds of dualities will be free, will be liberated. Whatever happens, it's Krishna's. Whatever it is Krishna's. That's it. So the liberated soul, he is not interested in anything else, which is just temporary. And that one such person who was a liberated soul was none other than Haridas Thakur. We'll see about Haridas Thakur. It's a beautiful story about Haridas Thakur, who was a prominent Vaishnava saint. He was known to, initially, he was the one who propagated the Hare Krishna movement. And after he left his home, where did he go? He went to stay in some kind of forest, small forest. And he was chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna. And he would chant, it's said, Vaishnava Acharyas say he was chanting 300,000 names of Krishna every day in front of Tulsi Devi. So he would chant throughout the day, throughout night. He would just chant and only chant. That's it. And to maintain to survive, he would just go somewhere to some of the Brahmanas' houses, beg for some food. And he was so spiritually pure that everyone, all around, all the village people would worship him. They would love him to bits. But the ruler of that area, he didn't like him because everybody used to love him and they used to respect him so much. He didn't like it. He was not able to swallow that everybody, is loving him so much. He couldn't tolerate the respect that everyone was offering to him. So what did he do? He started thinking, let me make some plan to dishonor him. But he couldn't find any fault in his character. He was so pure. Then what did he do? He called the local prostitutes. He said, come, there is a devotee named Haridas Thakur. He is living in the forest. And what you have to do is somehow or the other, just deviate him from the religious vows that he is doing. He is whatever spiritual path he is in, just deviate him from that. So out of all those prostitutes, there was one very beautiful, attractive young girl. She said, okay, I take up the challenge. I will attract Haridas Thakur. And within 3 days, I'm going to do it. The ruler was very happy. He said, very good. You know what? I will send my constable with you. And the moment they see both of you in a compromising position, they will arrest both of you and bring it to me. And then I will kind of, bring down his character and say, just see his character. So she said, no, 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 don't send a constable right away. Let me go first. And then second time, you can send the constable with me. She says, okay. That night, prostitute dressed very beautifully. She went very attractively. She went to the cottage of Haridas Thakur. And when she arrived, she saw the tulsi plant over there. She bowed, she paid her obeisances. And then she went and she looked at Haridas Thakur. She kind of tried to be as attractive, trying to expose little part of her body and all that. She sat down and she spoke to him very sweetly. She said, you're such a great person. You're a great preacher, Haridas Thakur. You're such a great devotee. You're so charming. You're so handsome. You're so beautifully built. And you're so young, and the youth is just beginning, and it's flourishing in you. What woman can control her mind after seeing you? You are so handsome and charming. But if I cannot be with you, it's better I die. So Haridas Thakur looked at her and he said, okay, sure, I will accept you. No doubt about it, I will accept you. Okay, but there is a condition. You have to wait, because I chant and there is some count that I follow. So let me finish this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then, okay. So till then, you please sit down over here, listen to the chanting of my holy name, and the moment I am finished, I will fulfill your desire. So prostitute sat over there and he continued chanting till the light of the day. That means morning, light of the morning. And when she saw it was morning, she stood up and left. So Khan asked, what happened? No, no, no. Today, Haridas Thakur has promised that he will enjoy with me. So let me just go and see. Tomorrow, I will definitely succeed. So next evening, again, she goes. Again, he says the same thing that, you were Haridas Thakur says, you were very disappointed. I'm so sorry. Please excuse my offense. I will certainly accept you. But, sit down over here, hear the chanting of Mahamantra until the regular chanting is finished. Then I will fulfill your desire. Similarly, same thing happened. And then, Haridas Thakur, she sat down Haridas Thakur was chanting. And she was also chanting, oh my Lord Hari, oh my Lord Hari. She was also chanting continuously. Night came. Prostitutes were very restless. He is not even finishing his chant. Then Haridas Thakur saw her. Don't worry. You know what? I've taken a vow, promise that I will chant 10 million names of Krishna this month. See, once you take the vow, you have to finish it, and month is coming to its end. So, I would have to finish today only. I tried my best to chant Hare Krishna all night, still I am not able to finish. What to do? Tomorrow, I think I will surely finish, and the vow will be fulfilled, and then it will be possible for me to enjoy with you. Okay. So actually, Haridas Thakur, he knew what she was coming up with. He didn't want to enjoy with her. Just simply, he was just trying to fool her, trick her, so that, she will get a chance to hear the holy name of Lord Krishna. Pure devotees, whoever they are, they will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra because they want others also. If somebody is encouraging you, go ahead, chant the name of Krishna or do this, read scriptures. If somebody is telling you, they really simply want you to progress because they are themselves purified souls and they want other person also to get purified. So he was doing that only. Next day she came and then she stayed on the whole night. She paid obeisances to Tulsi plant and then sat over there and heard Haridas Thakur chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Then he said, today, I think I will be able to finish all the 10 million names of Krishna this month. He said, then I will be with you. Morning came, he was still chanting. So, but what happened in this 3 days that she continuously came, because she was chanting and listening, Shravanam Kirtanam, she was doing along, and Smaranam of the Lord, her heart transformed. Her mind changed. She fell at his lotus feet and she confessed that the ruler had sent me to defame you. But I'm professionally, I'm prostitute. So this is my work, but I know I have committed unlimited sins. Can you please be merciful to me and try to deliver my fallen soul as well? So he says, okay, I know what was happening. I know about the conspiracy theory, whatever you were all doing, but I'm just leaving like that because I know he's an ignorant fool. So it doesn't make me unhappy or anything. I would have actually got up and gone to some other place, but I wanted to, I wanted you to come and stay here so that I can deliver you. So she said, please be my spiritual master. Then he accepts her. He says, do one thing, just go back home, Whatever property you have, just distribute that property. Come back over here, sit right in front of Tulsi plant, Mata, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra continuously, and serve the Tulsi plant by watering it every day and offering your prayers. So soon you will be able to attain the shelter of Lord Krishna. So after giving these instructions, Haridas Thakur, he stood up and he left the place chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And prostitute also continuously chanted the name of the Lord, and she shaved her head. She stayed in that cottage wearing only one cloth, and like that followed spiritual master's instructions, and she became a famous devotee, and she became very, very advanced in her spiritual life. And he changed her character. He was such a spiritual soul that he changed professional prostitutes character dramatically, and people appreciated it, and they offered and glorified him and paid obeisances to Haridas Thakur, because he was brought up in a Muslim family actually, and he chanted 300,000 names of Lord Krishna, approximately around, I don't know, 180 or something round. And that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu named him Namacharya for this reason only, because he used to take the name of the Lord. He always followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Manina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. Trinadapi Sunichena means what? He was, Trinadapi is like blade of grass, thinking yourself as lower than the blade of grass, lower than other Vaishnavas, lower than everyone, and respect everyone. Tarorapi Sahishnuna, always be tolerant like a tree. How the tree, is always tolerant and always giving shade and everything to us. So we have to be tolerant to be able to chant. Then Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 marketplaces. He asked Lord, he said, forgive these people, Lord, because they do not know what they are doing. Amanina manadena, not expecting any respect from anyone, but giving respect instead to others. That's a big quality which we lack. Haridas Thakur always waited outside. Whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was having prasad, he would just stand outside like that, outside his cottage, never going inside. Kirtaniya Sadahari. So always chanting the name of the Lord. He chanted day and night. He slept for very few, 1.5 hours maximum. We can't do that. We cannot compete with that kind of spiritual soul. But at least we know that we should chant, right? Even Durga Devi came to test Haridas Thakur. And she was so impressed with him, Durga Devi, that is Maya Devi, right? And then he said, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita. That kind of such spiritual soul was Haridas Thakur. But do we have such qualities? Are we humble? The questions we have to ask ourselves. Are we humble? Are we tolerant? We get angry for small things. We giving respect to others and not expecting back anything in return. Are we chanting the names of Lord Hari with devotion? We are always proud. We are always wanting name, fame. Everybody should give me credit. We get angry and fight for small things. Always expect respect and recognition everywhere, wherever we go. Sometimes we are chanting, sometimes while chanting, some people are just gone somewhere else gossiping. But Haridas Thakur, he was a liberated soul. He was like a lotus leaf, as we will see now, untouched by water. Padma Patra Mimambhasa means completely like a lotus. So here the analogy will be given. Yes, please. Who has to read? Prema Kumari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme God, is not affected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water.
Hare Krishna. The analogy is given with the example of a lotus leaf. Whatever we do in Krishna consciousness, it's beyond contamination. We will not get any sinful reaction because we are doing like everything for Krishna, exactly like how the lotus leaf is. You can see in the picture, the lotus leaf is in the water. But can you see, is the water sticking onto the lotus leaf? No. The moment you will do like this, that the whole water will fall off. It's not wet. The leaf of lotus flower, although it is in water, what is happening? It has no connection with water. Not a drop of water will stay there. Similarly, whatever miseries, problems in life, disturbances of this material world, the moment a devotee is in Krishna consciousness, he is untouched by these difficulties, disturbances, miseries, upheavals of this material world. Like, whenever we have any issues in the country, any medical issues, any epidemic, we had COVID, right? Whenever we had, so we take some kind of vaccine to protect ourselves. Krishna consciousness is similar. That's like a vaccine to protect us from all these entanglement that we are seeing, this worldly entanglement. Then the moment we are into Krishna consciousness, we'll be free from all the contamination of this material world, right? So we have to be like a lotus leaf. So by being the lotus leaf means what? We have to do our duty. Doing our duty, we should not run away. We should not be, that is escapist attitude if we don't do our duty. Be detached from the results. Do your duty, but remain detached from the results. Control your senses, and then we'll be like lotus leaf. These are the 3 steps to be like lotus leaf. So doing the duty means what? Do the duty is, number 1, what are they doing? Being in the association of devotees, right? And then we have Bhagavad Gita, reading scriptures, then chanting, and then eating Krishna prasadam. So these 4 things are very, very important. That is what is called ABCD. ABCD is what? It is association of devotees. B for Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, C for chanting, and D for diet, which is Krishna prasadam. And then we have to remain detached from the results. Do whatever you have to do. Then rest, you leave it on God. The result is not in your hand. Putting in effort, is it in your hand or not? Yes. So we should never ever forget God, right? Because that is the cause of our suffering. Because we are forgetting Him, we are suffering. You see, we are forgetting the Lord, and as a result, suffering miserably. The moment we don't, then nothing is going to happen to us. We should not be affected by anything. The moment we start seeing everything in life, will I gain something over here? If I do like this, I will lose something over here. Then the moment we start playing that kind of a game, we will never have mental peace. What can I gain if I have friendship with this person? Okay, if I go with her, then I will get this. If I go with this, I won't get anything. So leave it. So there is no mental peace ever. What is the cause of suffering of humanity?
All of
the above.
Yes. Yeah, all of the above also, but main reason I want. Yes, all of the above is right, but one main reason. What is happening?
Due to forgetfulness of Lord.
Yes, that's the main reason. All the reasons are okay, but main reason is due to forgetfulness of God. So number 3 is controlling the senses. So you can see how the man is running after money. By the time we are able to, we reach, okay, now I have got enough money in my bank. The moment we think like that, it's time to leave the world. You can see. First he's running, and by the time he has something in his hand, okay, I've got enough bank balance. That's it. Time to go. Goodbye. So that is why it is very, very important. These 4 pillars of dharma that we need to follow, right? Austerity, cleanliness, kindness, truthfulness. That austerity was very, very important during Satya Yuga, because they could do meditation, a lot of hard work they could do because they lived for 1 lakh years. Cleanliness was more for dharma for Treta Yuga, because they used to do a lot of yajnas, right? That has to be very clean. And if you make a small mistake, everything is gone. And then for kindness was for Dwapar Yuga, because they used to do a lot of charity, temple worship and all that. But for Kali Yuga, the least that they are expecting, the least dharma that we can do is to be honest, to not only to all, but to ourselves also. So we have to go inside, introspect, and chanting of Mahamantra will strengthen that quality. Unsatiated, unsatisfied material desire is the cause of producing the anger within us. Is it true or false?
True.
Yes, true. Yes, please. Who will read now? Manohar Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada explains. He says that we, the embodied soul, we are living in the city of 9 gates. You know, what happens to the soul? Soul is forgetting that I am of a superior nature. I am not this low kind of a thing. I am very superior. But what happens when it is coming into this material body? It starts identifying with this material body, and that is why the suffering is the result. But if we are in Krishna consciousness, then the soul can revive his real position, and we can come out of this cage, this body. This body is like a cage or a prison or an embodiment, right? So like we see some people going into the prison and we say, Ajay, so sorry, we feel so sorry for him. He should not have done that. Otherwise, he would not be in the prison. And we are outside free and he's inside, he's in that embodied stage. That's how our position is. We are actually in the prison. So what are the city of 9 gates? City of 9 gates are 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 1 mouth, 1 vagina or penis, and 1 anus. These are the city of 9 gates. So the soul is embodied into this, and the purpose of this whole city or this body is what? We have to actually serve Krishna, but it becomes the facility to enjoy, right? The whole king of the city is who? Consciousness, our consciousness. The queen is our intelligence, and both consciousness and intelligence are married, like, you know, together in this city. So is it a facility to enjoy? What is the purpose actually? So what are we doing? We are enjoying, facility to enjoy completely, right? We are running after material things. We are thinking that is the purpose of the city. Then why do we keep changing? Because we are constantly running after happiness. You know, this is the life of modern people. What are they doing? They are just running until they reach the grave. Working, coming back home, playing something, sleeping. That's the whole only thing that we are doing. So if we are constantly running after happiness, this is what is happening. We don't have no time. So what do we get in the whole process if we are doing this? Nothing. Happiness is just short-lived. We get sorrow, temporary happiness. The moment we get little bit of happiness, we are very elated. The moment that happiness is gone, we are into sorrow, again sad. This is the whole thing that is happening in our life. That's it. And how do we attain this city or this body? So this city and body we attain because of our wants, wishes, and desires, and also based on our past karmas. Whatever we deserve, we get that body. And whatever wants, whatever we are thinking in the last minute when before we are leaving, right? So that is what is there. So there are 3 doers overall. 3 doers are what? The body is there, the soul is there, and the super soul is there. So the body, what is the nature of this body? The city, it's 9 gates. Because it is growing, it is running without our control. The body is growing, right? The soul is not growing, the body is growing. The soul is inside the body. The soul, the Jivatma, it desires for happiness. It wants. So what happens? We get, you know, sometimes we get papa karma, punya karma, according to what we are desiring. So we get into this illusion, I am the body. That's the issue. I am this city. So we have to understand that, you know, whatever, some people are born poor, some are born rich, some are born in a very beautiful, having a beautiful body, some get ugly. We are thinking, why so much of inequality happening in this world? It is the result of our one's own choice. We cannot blame anyone for not being happy, for having this kind of a body. Whatever we must have done, because the law of material nature, the Maya, it's very, very strict, very strict. It is not having any kind of sympathy. It is completely impartial. You are going to get whatever you deserve. That's all, right? Like I keep giving example, there is a fire over there and a small baby without knowing walks by and puts her finger into the fire. What will happen? It won't, the fire will not say, oh my dear, she's such innocent child, she doesn't even know, let me not burn her. No, whoever will put finger into the fire will be burned. Small baby, big baby, adult, whoever it might be. So it is impartial and it doesn't have any sympathy. Then comes super soul, Paramatma. Paramatma, he will give us everything, whatever is needed for us, for this body. So he is supplying with the basic ingredients, whatever it is necessary, right? It's the source of spirit soul. So it is giving whatever so that we can survive over here. So every time we keep blaming Lord Krishna or any Lord, any God, we say, oh, God is to be blamed for my this kind of life. No, sorry, he is not. He's just a facilitator. We are the ones who are responsible for our own body or life or whatever we have got. What are the three doers in all activity? Who are the three doers?
Body, individual.
Body, individual soul, super soul.
Yes, correct. Very nice. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Yes, Snigdha Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The humble says, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, and a dog eater, outcast.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Why? Why a humble sage or Pandita Samadarshana? Why Pandita Samadarshana? Why they see everyone equal? Because they know everyone is a creation of God only. In everyone, Paramatma is residing, the super soul is residing. He is same in everyone. That Pandita Samadarshana, that Pandit, that learned person, he gets that knowledge. The moment he gets that knowledge, true knowledge, he becomes completely humble. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. That is why they say the more you study, the more humble you become. Right? The more you spiritual knowledge you gain, the humbler you will become. So Lord says, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini. So one is completely in that position, learned position, transcendental position. He will see everyone equal, right? He is very gentle, he's very polite, he's very cultured. Such an intelligent man will not discriminate between any living entity, whether he will see a Gavi, which is cow, Hastini, an elephant, Chuni, a dog, Shwapake means what? A dog eater. Whoever it may be, he is not going to see anyone in any different way. Why? Because he's already in transcendental mode. He is in a very higher position. He understands that every living entity is in a different dress. He is wearing a different dress. Supreme Soul is there. According to your own karma, you have become like this, but there is a Paramatma residing in you. So he sees Paramatma residing in all of them, right? You can see in the picture also, Paramatma residing in everyone. So Lord Krishna also says in chapter 15, Sarvasyacham Hridi Sannivishta, I am there in everyone. I am seated in everyone's heart. He also says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam what does he say? Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati means I am sitting. I am in everybody's heart, Arjuna, he says. So his understanding of Lord Krishna, of the Lord Supreme Personality of Godhead is complete, absolute, right? So, one of the rarest character combination, if you want to see in anyone, is confidence and humility. Often, what happens? People who are confident are not humble. And people with humility, they are not confident. But confidence, if you blend it with humility, it's most appreciated by everybody. That is what is required now for us. We need to have confidence and we need to have humility also, right? So how can we develop confidence with humility? It's not easy, right? First, when you see your life in a bigger context, in a larger picture, you realize your life is nothing. This brings humility. Then when those who are humble, they need to see that they are unique. They are very dear to Lord. That brings a lot of confidence. I am unique. I am whatever I am. This is my unique quality. That brings confidence in you. And if you see the bigger picture, I am nothing, then humility. So when you realize that you're insignificant, that brings humility, right? And when, of course, if you have the guru, the Shiksha guru, Diksha guru, they will give you more confidence and they will try to culture humility. You cannot just go to a guru and be arrogant, right? So that develops. So the weakness in humility, arrogance in confidence, everything is removed once you are with them. So you are left with only confidence and humility. So you will become a learned person. How humble sage sees all with equal vision. What does he have to see everyone
Because
with
they have
equal?
true
Because
knowledge
they have
and
true knowledge
True
and
knowledge and humility. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Yes. Yes, please. Who will read? Sunaina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. An intelligent person does not take the part in the source of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Ye hi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkhayo evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddhaha. Very nice. What does an intelligent person do? The true yogi, he is not attracted by these sense pleasures because he knows this is the cause. This is the cause of continuous life, death, and this material existence. The more we get addicted to these material pleasures, the more we are trapped. That is what we have to understand, how we get trapped by these material miseries. These material sense pleasures, they are temporary. Why? Body is temporary. If body is temporary, everything is temporary, right? So whoever is who has transcendented, who has got the true knowledge, who is a humble sage, brahmana, learned person, he is not interested in anything that is temporary. So the Maya may say, come on, enjoy me, come on, I'm asking you, sleep for more time, watch TV, go to the pubs, have drink, enjoy with your friends, doesn't matter, do some drugs, do this, do that. And the moment you give in, you are trapped. That's it. So we'll see some examples of what happens when we cannot control our senses. Animals are said to have one powerful sense. So let's see that through the examples. Like as soon as we throw a tackle towards the fish with some food in it, and we invite the fish to eat that. And as soon as it holds it, finished. The fish is losing its life. So what sense organ was that? Tongue, right? So one of the sense organs. Then deer. So deer, the hunter is playing very nice flute, and deers love, they like it. And all of them, they like to come and hear the nice flute and that hunter is playing. So a hunter, what does he do? He keeps the trap and it loses its life. So what was the sense organ it used? Deer? It got trapped?
Ear.
Hearing. Yeah,
Yes.
very nice. Then the male elephant. Male elephant is caught by sexual attraction. The she elephant is trained like that by the hunters, They ask, you have to, the female elephant has to move forward, the male elephant will follow. And then the female elephant is just push aside and the male elephant gets into that big pit. It falls into the big pit and then is shackled and taken away. So that is another sense pleasure he is involved into. Then we come bumblebee. Bumblebee, what does it do? It goes to the lotus flower. It loves the smell. So it likes smelling the lotus flower. So it gets trapped into the flower, within the flower, and loses its life. And then there are moth also. We have seen, so everyone must have seen the moth, It becomes very attracted towards the light. And as soon as it touches the heat, the hot light, it dies. Still the others are still going over there. See what happens when we don't control our senses. Even when animals are being killed, all the animals are lined up and one animal is brought and it's immediately killed. The other animal looks at it and then continues eating the grass. That's what the position is. So ignorant, right? And not able to control senses. This is what happens. And these examples are for animal kingdom whose one sense is only active. But for us, what is our position? All senses are active, right? We have 5 senses. All these five senses are active. And I always say these five senses, I call it five wives. So these wives are holding the man and pulling into each room. Come to my room, come to my room, come here, come there. I will, you will have beautiful music to hear. You will have beautiful, tasty food to eat. You have all the sense pleasures are pulling here and there. And the position is where to go, right? So the eyes want to see beautiful girl, and then the ear wants to hear something. The mouth or the tongue wants to go to a good restaurant and have some palatable dishes. Let's eat some spicy chaat. Tongue is dictating, eyes is telling. Everywhere, all it's like, everywhere we are being dragged into different places. That is why we are confused, completely confused. We are not able to control the senses. We are becoming the servant of the senses. Okay, we give in every time we give in. Okay, sleep for some more time. It's okay. Okay, let's go out and have fun in the pub. Okay, we are losing this great opportunity that we have got as a human life. And the only way that we can get out of it is being fully in Krishna consciousness. How does a Krishna conscious person lose his taste for material sense pleasure? What should he do to get away from this?
By avoiding pleasure activities.
By avoiding pleasure activities, or
All of the
engaging in
above.
loving service of
All
yeah, what you have to do is engage in the loving service of Lord. Then everything will automatically happen. You will be avoiding anyway once you engage yourself. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam yatva mam shanti mrichati. Yes, please. Who will read? Charu Mataji will read. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Can I read, Mataji?
Would you like to read? Yes, Raji Lakshmi Mataji, go ahead.
The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So whoever are subdued by Maya, they are eager to attain peace in this world, right? What is the biggest formula of peace here? It is told, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Lord Krishna is the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices and penances. He is the Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the supreme controller. He is the proprietor of all. He is our Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is our best friend. Jnatvama, the moment we get this knowledge, Shanti Mrichati, we get this peace of mind, which is the peace formula. So we should offer whatever we have, everything at His will. Surrender yourself completely to Lord Krishna today, because the moment we have understood He is Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, He is the master of all worlds. All the deities, all the devatas are residing in Him. There is nobody who's greater than Him. The moment we know He is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, He Himself has said, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. What else we want? What other proof do we want? So, and the path more favorable towards freedom from all this material pangs will be devotional service, right? That is why we have to go and understand that, no, He is Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, and that is surrender mode should happen. Lord is conquered by one who
Simply wants to love and serve Him.
excellent, very nice. So the moment we know God, K-N-O-W, God, we will know K-N-O-W, peace. The moment we have N-O God, there will be N-O peace. So this is what we have understood, right? So we have to understand God the way He wants us to understand, not the way we want to understand. So Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam, let us offer everything today, surrender to and serve the Lord. Then we will start having that feeling, we are not the enjoyers. We are not the enjoyers. Right now we are thinking we are the enjoyers, but we are not the enjoyers, right? If we start thinking we are the enjoyers, then what will happen? We will remain in this world. We'll keep coming back. We'll keep having birth, death, misery, 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 misery. That's it. Action, reaction, action, reaction. So Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, the moment we understand that no one is greater than Him, He is the supreme, then we will surrender completely. And we have to understand we are over here temporarily. We have to go back to our permanent place, which is Goloka Vrindavan. That's back to Godhead. So Hurdam Sarva Bhutanam, who is better? We think we have so many friends in this world, but when friend in need is a friend indeed, it's very rare that there is friend in need is a friend indeed comes to our aid. When we are completely miserable, we go and sit in front of God and we cry because He is our best friend. He is our well-wisher. Nobody can be a better well-wisher than a living entity because we are all conditioned souls. We have some condition. There is hardly any unconditional love except God. He is the only one who is our well-wisher. If everyone becomes Krishna's friend, then how can someone be our enemy, right? So there is nobody who is greater than Lord Krishna. Okay, so we saw sannyasa or karma yoga, yachreyas, karma yoga to karma sannyasa, karma yoga vishishyate, nishkama karma, we saw how it frees us from bondage, then liberation by focus on Supreme. So in next chapter, what Lord Krishna is going to explain is the process of eightfold Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga system is how we can control our mind and our senses. Very, very interesting chapter, tomorrow's chapter, Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम. Thank you, everyone.